कोशिश की जा रही है कि वहां पर गाँव को और ज्यादा डेवलप किया जाए और वहां पर डिफेंस स्ट्रक्चर्स भी चीन की तरफ से बनाया जा रहा है, ऐसी खुफिया सूत्रों ने जानकारी दी है। तो इस तरीके के कदम चीन पिछले कई सालों से बढ़ा रहा है और ये पता चल रहा है कि 2020 में जो उसका गांव को वहां पर डेवलप करने का प्रोजेक्ट था, उस प्रोजेक्ट को आगे बढ़ाने की कोशिश चीन की तरफ से किया जा रहा है। यही नहीं, लद्दाख में उस तरफ जो चीन का इलाका है, उन इलाकों में भी गांव को मॉडर्न कर रहा है चीन, इस तरीके की भी खबरें आ रही हैं। तो चीन की कोशिश ये है कि इन गांवों में डिफेंस विलेज बनाया जाए और यही वजह है कि चीन बड़े स्तर पर इस तरीके के प्रोग्राम चला रहा है।
Jitendra getting us all of those details. I'm going to thank you, Jitendra Bahadur, for the moment, for getting us up to speed with that. More news coming in. Tamil Nadu Mantri under IT scanner amid the raids on DMK Mantri Senthil Balaji. Balaji backers vandalized the income tax department's car. The car was parked outside Balaji's brother's house, and that has been attacked is what we've been given to understand. Pictures also of this car being attacked from Karur is in fact with us, and Shilpa has more details on that. These are the angry supporters of the minister in question here. What more can you tell us, Shilpa?
Well, Sneha, these are the visuals from Karur where a car which was parked outside the residence of DMK Minister Senthil Balaji's brother, Ashok, a car that was parked outside his residence was attacked by supporters who had gathered there in large numbers. You can clearly see from the visuals how an angry supporter is trying to break the side mirror of the car. There is also, a crack that we can see on the front glass of the car as well. So clearly, supporters are now gathering in huge numbers outside Senthil Balaji's brother's residence in Karur. Several places and persons linked with Senthil Balaji, a powerful DMK minister, has come under the IT scanner. Raids have been going on since early this morning. Around 40 places are being raided, is what we are being told. Especially locations in Karur, which is the hometown of DMK Minister Senthil Balaji, and also Coimbatore. These are the two places where several places are being raided at this point in time. So the DMK, of course, is yet to react at this point in time, including the minister himself. We are awaiting a statement from them. But the searches, of course, have been going on since early morning, and supporters, of course, are now gathering in large numbers, chanting slogans in favor of the minister. And from the visuals, you can see this car that has been parked now. Certain reports suggest that this is a car that belongs to an IT official who had come for the race. But we are, of course, awaiting an official confirmation on that. But clearly, the race, of course, has created a massive, unrest amongst the supporters of Senthil Balaji, who are now protesting against the IT officials.
Now against the IT officials, but talk to us a little more about why the need for these raids. Essentially, his house, his offices getting raided in Karur. What is the case, or what is the alleged wrongdoing, rather, that the IT department is looking at, Shilpa?
Point in time, the initial information suggests that the officials are suspecting some kind of tax evasion. Now, remember, Senthil Balaji is a powerful minister in the DMK. He holds the electricity portfolio and also the excise portfolio. These are two powerful portfolios, and in fact, the opposition parties here in Tamil Nadu have been alleging that there is rampant corruption and irregularities that are taking place, in the TASMAC, which is a state-run liquor corporation, and they've been alleging massive corruption in the excise department. And they had also, in fact, given a memorandum to the governor asking for an investigation to be carried out. And shortly on the heels of that memorandum, we are seeing income tax raids being carried out. Several government contractors, several close associates, and even the brother of DMK Minister Senthil Balaji have come on the IT scanner. We will, of course, have to wait for the official statement from the income tax department to understand what exactly is the nature of offence, if at all any, and what are the kind of seizures that they'll be managing to make as far as these raids are concerned. That official statement is awaited from the income tax department.
All right. I'm going to thank you for the moment for getting us those details, Shilpa Nair, with that detailed report on IT raids on the Mantri of the DMK. It's time for a quick commercial break. Here on the other side, news tightens on Imran Khan, with the PTI chief Imran Khan on the no-fly list. Defiant Imran moves Supreme Court. Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mode.
It's a mega crackdown in Lahore. Co-commanders house rioters, and that has begun. An anti-terrorism court in Lahore has ordered the government to hand over all the accused of attacking the Lahore co-commanders' flag staff house to the Pakistan Army. The commanding officer of the unit tasked with protecting the Lahore cantonment has sought the custody of the 16 accused of being directly involved in the attack on Jinnah House. They will now be tried under special provisions of the Pakistan Army Act 1952 by a special military court.
ऐसा क्रैकडाउन है जो मैंने पाकिस्तान की तारीख में कभी नहीं देखा। सिर्फ यही नहीं कि सिर्फ तहरीक इंसाफ के कारकुनों को अंदर डाला है, सपोर्टर्स को, सोशल मीडिया के लोग जो अपने तौर पे पार्टी में भी नहीं, जो कि पीटीआई के लिए ट्वीट करते थे, उनको भी अंदर डाल दिया है। सारी लीडरशिप अंदर डाली हुई है और निकलने का सिर्फ एक तरीका है। आप जादू का लफ्ज कह दें कि जी मैं तहरीक इंसाफ में नहीं हूं, तो आप रिहा हो सकते हैं। मैं ये कमेटी बनाता हूं, मैं दो चीजें कहता हूं, दो चीजें करते हैं। अगर इस कमेटी को ये बैठ के कह दें कि जी इमरान खान के बगैर पाकिस्तान बेहतर हो जाएगा और आपके पास कोई सोल्यूशन है, मैं फिर से कहता हूं कि इस मुल्क की खातिर मैं छोड़ देता हूं, मैं पीछे हट जाता हूं। अगर आप ये कमेटी को समझा दें कि मेरे बगैर मुल्क बेहतर चलेगा, चले मैं मुल्क की खातिर ये भी छोड़ने के लिए तैयार हूं। या इस कमेटी को यह कह दें कि अक्टूबर में इलेक्शन करवाने से पाकिस्तान को क्या फायदा है। यह तो हमें समझ आ रही है कि अक्टूबर तक तहरीक इंसाफ को इनका ख्याल है क्रश कर देंगे, लेकिन पाकिस्तान को क्या फायदा है। हम क्यों अक्टूबर तक इंतजार कर रहे हैं जब मुल्क नीचे जा रहा है। या ये दो चीजें कन्विंस कर दें, मैं इसकी कमेटी बनाऊंगा, मैं इंशाल्लाह कल अनाउंस कर दूंगा।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has returned to New Delhi from a successful three-nation tour. The Australian Prime Minister called him the boss. The American President asked him his autograph or praised that India's global power play is making Pakistan very envious. Why? Take a look at this report.
और उधर उन्हें ऐसा प्रोटोकॉल मिला कि आसमान पे मोदी लिखा हुआ है और मोदी साहब क्या कह रहे हैं कि वो है इंडिया।
इस आदमी की ये है, क्या है, करिश्मा है, होल्ड ओवर द पीपल ऐसा है, इतना पॉपुलर है।
इंडिया के प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने आपको पता है क्या कहा मोदी को? उसने कहा मोदी यू आर बॉस। अब आप सोच लें आपके लिए क्या लफ्ज इस्तेमाल होते हैं पूरी दुनिया में।
और बड़ी एक खबर में देख रही थी, मैंने कहा प्रेसिडेंट बाइडेन ने किसी का ऑटोग्राफ मांगा है, तो वो कौन है जिसका ऑटोग्राफ प्रेसिडेंट बाइडेन मांग रहे हैं?
आई लाइक मोदी, आई लव मोदी।
The rockstar reception received by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Sydney, Australia, has even his most trenchant critics in Pakistan in absolute awe.
इस आदमी की ये है, क्या है, करिश्मा है, होल्ड ओवर द पीपल ऐसा है, इतना पॉपुलर है.
Listen to this comment of Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese calling Prime Minister Narendra Modi the boss.
The last time I saw someone on the stage here was Bruce Springsteen, and he didn't get the welcome that Prime Minister Modi has got. Prime Minister Modi is the boss.
From television studios to the streets of Lahore, Pakistanis just cannot stop talking about Prime Minister Narendra Modi being acknowledged as the boss overseas.
देखिए अभी पूरी दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है कि मोदी साहब का आसमानों पे नाम लिखा जा रहा है. किसी मुल्क के वजीर आजम जो हैं वो मोदी साहब के पाँव छू रहे हैं. अमेरिकन जो सदर हैं वो मोदी साहब को प्रोटोकॉल दे रहे हैं और मोदी साहब को बॉस कहा जा रहा है.
In fact, YouTubers and social media in Pakistan is abuzz with Modi's name being emblazoned across the skies of Sydney. The fact that US President Joe Biden walked up to Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Hiroshima and sought his autograph ahead of the state dinner, saying tickets have already been sold out for the Prime Minister's dinner and people continue to seek more tickets, has journalists in Pakistan virtually spellbound.
तो हुआ कुछ यूं है, आप जानते हैं क्वाड की जो मीटिंग थी उसकी जो G7 की क्वाड की साइडलाइन मीटिंग जो है उसमें उनकी जो मुलाकात हुई इंडिया के पीएम मोदी के साथ, तो उस पर उन्होंने वो खुद से उनके पास चल कर आए और उन्होंने कहा कि यू आर टू पॉपुलर. जो आवाम है वहाँ पर आपकी क्रेजी हो रही है और जो हमारी टिकट्स हैं, आपको पता है ना कि विजिट है इंडिया का वो वॉशिंगटन में जो है उसमें व्हाइट हाउस में, तो उसके लिए जो उनकी टिकट्स हैं वो ऑलरेडी सोल्ड आउट.
Analysts argue it's India's growing international stature and ability to help countries that has taken India to newer heights. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's stature is being compared to top global leaders who visit multiple countries in a single foreign visit.
भारत के वजीर आज़म जो नरेंद्र मोदी हैं, उन्होंने क्या ग्लोबल लीडर की तरह एक्ट करना शुरू कर दिया. बाइडेन हो या फ्रेंच प्रेसिडेंट हो या जो बड़े लीडर्स हैं, वो जब एक दफ़ा मुल्क से निकलते हैं तो वो सिर्फ एक मुल्क के लिए नहीं निकलते, वो 2, 3, 4, 5 मुल्कों के लिए निकलते हैं. पूरा एक सीरीज़ करते हैं वो. तो मोदी साहब जो हैं वो भी इसी तरह जो है वो एक सीरीज़ ऑफ विजिट्स करते हैं.
With India's growing stature and Pakistan falling to new lows, civil society in Pakistan is urging their establishment to forget their Kashmir obsession and seek better ties with India for this region to progress. Bureau Report, India Today.
With that, it's time for a break. Here on the other side, politics is raging on over new parliament launch. We're getting you all the details on that big story in just a minute. Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today Newsmo. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today.
Sorry.
In 48 hours, India to get new Sansad. Prayers, tradition and celebration of democracy. Petty politics mars democracy gala. Opposition's envy, India's pride. People's Parliament, Netas' petulance. India's Naya Parliament rises.
warm welcome to India Today. I'm Paulami Saha. These are the headlines we're tracking at the top of this hour. All eyes on historic Sengol's return. Prime Minister Modi to participate in Sengol procession. Shaivite seers to attend the ceremony. Fight over free power and bus rides in Karnataka. BJP Neta says don't pay electricity bills. Opposition calls for mega protest. Tamil Nadu Mantri under IT scanner. Offices and house of DMK Mantri Senthil Balaji raided. News Titans on Imran Khan. PTI chief Imran on no-fly list. Defiant Imran moves Supreme Court. News coming in right now. In 48 hours, India to get its new parliament. Now, exclusive details of the ceremony have been accessed by India Today. BJP chief ministers to attend the parliament inauguration. Invitations have gone out. Yogi Adityanath will be one of the special attendees at that program. MP Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan to attend Sansad unveiling. So invitations have gone out to chief ministers of BJP ruled states, and most of them will be there. All of them, in fact, will be attending this mega program, which will in fact take place on Sunday, May 28. Yogi Adityanath, Shivraj Singh Chauhan and others will be present on this momentous occasion when history will be made, when India gets its new parliament building, a building which has been constructed by Indians themselves in a record time. Remember that work and construction of the new parliament building started, in fact, in the pandemic period itself, and it continued, and now after more than 2 years, finally it is set to be unveiled. Akshay Dongre, my colleague, is joining us live this morning. Akshay, the BJP, of course, pulling out all stops in order to ensure that this is a mega spectacle as it happens. Elaborate arrangements have been made and invitations have gone out to people from all walks of life, those who will be VIP guests, including, of course, chief ministers of BJP ruled states.
Well, absolutely, Paulami, and in fact, this is going to be a mega show of strength by the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, the timing is the most important factor here. This is the 2024 Lok Sabha elections are just round the corner. The Bharatiya Janata Party, the opposition party, both are trying to bolster their own vote banks. Now, while the BJP has been trying to count, or rather trying to tell other people, reach out to the people with the achievements that they have done in the past 9 years, it is the opposition party that is trying to portray the entire duration of the Modi government as a failure. Now, inauguration of parliament is a mega event. In fact, the Bharatiya Janata Party is pulling all stops as far as they're trying their level best to make it a spectacle. All the chief ministers from the BJP ruled states will be in the national capital during the inauguration. The member of parliaments, allies of the BJP, they will also be present. All the MPs from Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha of the BJP will be present as far as this mega spectacle is concerned. Whereas the opposition parties are trying to boycott. They are trying to, in fact, create a controversy here as far as the president's involvement is concerned. So it remains to be seen that what exactly happens tomorrow. But right now what we can say is that as far as the inauguration of the parliament building is concerned, even before entering the parliament, the leaders from these political parties have already indulged into politics as far as the inauguration is concerned. And while the BJP will try to make it a mega spectacle, the opposition certainly will try to portray it as a failure. In fact, Trinamool Congress has already called this government authoritarian, stating that why is the Prime Minister inaugurating the Parliament building and not the President? And other political parties, including AAP, left parties, they have already announced their boycott. So it remains to be seen that what exactly is going to be the answer of the government as far as these allegations are concerned, Pauline.
Okay, Akshay, just stay on with us. Of course, this is going to be the mega event that India will be witnessing in just 48 hours from now. So there are many details that are trickling in. In 48 hours, in fact, India will get its new parliament, a state-of-the-art structure intrinsic to Atmanirbhar Bharat. The new parliament's foundation will be laid by the Prime Minister on Sunday. Now, India Today gets you a sneak peek on India's glorious new Sansad and how it stands tall among its global peers.
Set to be dedicated to the nation this Sunday. State-of-the-art, energy-efficient, with non-obtrusive security facilities, built in a triangular shape over 65,000 square meters, adjacent to the existing 96-year-old Parliament building. An intrinsic component of Atmanirbhar Bharat, the new Parliament House took 28 months to complete. Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid its foundation on December 10, 2020. Part of the larger Central Vista project, the new Parliament's cost estimated at rupees 1,275 crore rupees. A larger Lok Sabha with a capacity of up to 888 seats, almost 300 more than in the existing lower house.
ये नया संसद भवन प्रधानमंत्री जी की दूरदर्शिता का प्रमाण है, जो नए भारत के निर्माण में हमारी सांस्कृतिक विरासत, परंपरा और सभ्यता को आधुनिकता से जोड़ने का एक सुंदर प्रयास है.
A larger Lok Sabha with a capacity of up to 888 seats, almost 300 more than in the existing lower house. A bigger Rajya Sabha with 384 seats, around 100 more than in the present upper chamber. A joint session in the new parliament can accommodate 1,272 people, up from 870 in the existing structure. But both old and new buildings designed to work together as an ensemble. A project carried out by Ahmedabad-based HCP Design, Planning and Management under architect Bimal Patel. A 4-storied, quake-proof structure with 3 doors named Gyan, Shakti and Karam Dwars. In design and aesthetics, India's new parliament building may well rank among the world's most impressive legislative structures. The Palace of Westminster in London, for instance. The mother of all parliaments, stretching along the Thames, built between 1840 and 1870. Sri Lanka's spectacular parliamentary complex in the administrative capital, Sri Jayawardhanapura Kotte, copper-roofed and set on an island. Built on an artificial lake, the Bangladeshi parliament is no less monumental because of its 8 closely connected concrete and limestone blocks. Determinedly nationalistic in design, the Scottish Parliament building in Edinburgh. Wrecked in the Second World War, the German Parliament was renovated in the 1990s, allowing visitors to walk above and look down on their political representatives, elected to serve and not to dominate them. A magnificent parliament in New Delhi on course to shine amongst its peers in the rest of the world. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now let's give you a sense of what's different between the two buildings, the old iconic existing Parliament House and the new building which will be unveiled by Prime Minister Modi. The Lok Sabha in the old house has only capacity for 550 seats, in Rajya Sabha only for 250. In the new building, what you see is that the Lok Sabha's capacity will increase to 888 and Rajya Sabha to 384. Old over 47,500 square meters. The new is built over 64,500 square meters. That's the area of the new building. The construction cost of the old building at the time that it was built in 1927 cost about 83 lakh rupees at that point of time. The new one, in fact, was built at a cost of about 800 crore rupees. Some more additional costs because of inflation over the past couple of years. The old one, the shape of the old building as it exists is circular. The new building is triangular in shape. So that is how it has been constructed. As far as the layout is concerned, the old building, big circular edifice of the central hall. In the new building, there will be the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and a central lounge area which will be built around an open courtyard. No central hall per se. Now also, the center in fact leads to the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and the library hall. That's how the old building is. In the new building, interlinking them is the Constitution Hall. Remember, there will be joint sessions of both houses of Parliament. As far as the Central Hall is concerned, joint sessions of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha were held there in the old existing building. In the new building, there is no hall, a central hall per se, but the Lok Sabha chamber is big enough to in fact accommodate joint sessions, the capacity being about 1,272 seats. As far as the Constitution Hall is concerned, there was none such Constitution Hall in the old building. But as far as the new building is concerned, this will be the new addition that you'll see. Now features, let's talk about some of the features. Refreshment rooms, banquet hall in the old building. Now in the new building, there will be a hall to showcase the democratic heritage. There will be a lounge for MPs as well. So you'll see a lot of the history of the old building in the new building itself. There will be there were in fact private dining rooms and there was a reading room in the old building. In the new building, what you'll see is there'll be a library and committee rooms and there will be a dining area as well. So these are some of the features of the new building in comparison to the old building. Now, a house of intense debates, a building that shaped the country, a building whose walls reverberated with peals of laughter, absorbed tears of protest and rang at fiery speeches. A 96-year-old structure that saw India's transition into independence. Here's a report.
The seat of Indian power, the country's biggest lawmaking assembly constituting the President, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Its model, originally designed by British architects Edward Lutyens and Herbert Baker during the colonial era. The stone laying took place on the 12th of February 1921. Its construction took 6 years to complete by the 18th of January 1927. The then Indian Viceroy, Lord Irwin, inaugurated the Parliament building, then called the Council House.
Of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
It was in its central hall where the transfer of British governance to Indians took place on the 15th of August 1947. The Lok Sabha, the House of the People, consisting of directly elected members of Parliament. It came into existence on the 17th of April 1952, the first meeting conducted on the 13th of May that year. G.V. Mavlankar was the first speaker. The Lok Sabha covers 446 square meters with a seating capacity of 550. A green carpet spread over its floor. Members of the ruling party sit on the right, the opposition on the left. The upper house, called the Rajya Sabha, the Council of States. It came into existence on the 3rd of April 1952. Its floor covered with a red carpet. The Rajya Sabha is the continuous assembly of Parliament. It cannot be dismissed. 6 years is the duration of each Rajya Sabha assembly. A 96-year-old structure that saw India's transition into independence. A majestic testament to the forging of the country's democratic governance. Bureau Report, India Today.
It's our 75th year of independence, and the nation is set to witness a landmark change. Adding not just a new chapter to its rich history, but one of the most significant in recent memory. Indian democracy, the largest in the world, now has a new home, one that ushers in a new era. Here's all that you need to know about India's new parliament. First things first, the big question. Why did we need a new parliament building? Now the answer to that is quite simple, because the existing one is very old. It's been in use for nearly a century, and while it has seen small modifications to adjust to shifting demands, with rising safety concerns and the infrastructure turning obsolete, it is about time India had one that reflected a new age. The next question, who initiated the idea of having a new building? Well, it was in 2012 when then Lok Sabha Speaker Meera Kumar gave the green signal to set up a committee to recommend an alternate plan away from the old iconic existing Parliament House. A letter from the Lok Sabha Secretariat in 2012 to the Union Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs approved the plan for a new parliament, and the letter underlined that it was top priority. But then there was no real action taken thereafter. In 2015, Speaker Sumitra Mahajan echoed a similar view, claiming that the existing Parliament House was in great distress and did not meet the growing demand for space. A letter then was shot off to then Urban Development Minister Venkaiah Naidu. Now, after years of contemplation, things started to take shape after the Modi government stormed back to power in 2019. And that begins our timeline of events. In August 2019, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla confirms that a new building is in consideration. In September 2019, a month later, the government conceives a master plan, the redevelopment of the Central Vista Avenue, which will see a new parliament building, a new office and residence for the Prime Minister, as well as the residence for the Vice President. August 2020. Now, after the initial lockdown was lifted, the bidding process was initiated by the Central Public Works Department. In September 2020, exactly a year after the initial plan was announced, Tata Projects Limited wins the bid for the construction of the building at 862 crore rupees. December 2020, by the close of the year, the foundation stone of the new building was laid by Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
भारत अपनी आजादी के 75 वर्ष का पर्व मनाए तो उस पर्व की साक्षात प्रेरणा हमारी संसद की नई इमारत बने.
In April 2021, the construction was also marred by multiple controversies. With the deadly second outbreak of COVID, multiple pleas were filed to halt the construction. But a month later, in May 2021, the Delhi High Court bench dismissed all of it, underlying it was an essential project of national importance and something the public is widely interested in. In September 2021, with the construction in full swing, Prime Minister Modi makes a visit to the construction site to oversee proceedings. In December 2021, and by the end of the year, 35% of the building is complete. In July 2022, cut to summer 2022, and the second big photo op happens. Prime Minister Modi unveils the cast of the national emblem on top of the new parliament building. In August 2022, a month later, Tata confirms that the main structure of the new Parliament building is complete. In January 2023, the moment that we've all waited for, ahead of the budget session this year, pictures of what the Parliament would look like were released. In March 2023, 2 months later, Prime Minister Modi makes a surprise visit to the Parliament late at night, giving us a glimpse of what both the houses would look like. In May 2023, and that's on the 18th of this month, the head of Lok Sabha, Speaker Om Birla, invites Prime Minister Modi to inaugurate the new building. The date set is 28th May, the birth anniversary of Veer Savarkar. And finally, how is the new Parliament different from the old one? It's got more representation and the seating capacity is more. Here's how. The Lok Sabha currently seats 545. The new one will have 888 seats. The 245 seats in today's Rajya Sabha will increase to 384 seats in the new house. The present Central Hall has just 440 seats. The new complex, while it won't have a new Central Hall, but the Lok Sabha chamber will have space for 1,272 in case of a joint session. Okay, so now you know all about the new Parliament building, but what happens to the old one? There's a plan there too. The old Parliament House will be refurbished with multiple changes and will supplement the new building whenever necessary. A part of it will also serve as an extensive Parliament library and memorial. Now, the opposition has been up in arms, questioning the need for a new Parliament House and whether it is right for the Prime Minister to inaugurate the building when the head of the state is the President. That war of words will continue in an angry political year. But India's public, with whose tax money both the houses were built and function, have the simplest question of them all. Can we expect more Parliament and less pandemonium? Cut. Now let's take you through the features of the new Temple of Democracy, which will be unveiled by Prime Minister Modi on May 28. It's a 4-story structure. So basically, it's a 4-story structure. The total area is about 64,500 square meters. It has been built and constructed over an area of 64,500 square meters. It has been developed by Tata Projects Limited, which won the bid, in fact, for the Central Vista project. On the 10th of December 2020 was when Prime Minister Modi, in fact, laid the foundation stone for the new building, which he will be unveiling 48 hours from now. The construction time, 2 years and 5 months. In record time, this building has been constructed. The construction costs an estimated 1,200 crore. At start, it was about 800 crore. Then, of course, inflation and more costs were added. It's about 1,200 crores that it has cost to build this building. In fact, the parking space available will be for 900 vehicles inside this new Parliament complex, which, in fact, the Prime Minister will be unveiling for the country on May 28. Now, the political showdown over the inauguration of the new Parliament building continues. What you remember is that Home Minister Amit Shah recently launched a very scathing attack on the opposition for boycotting this historic event, accusing the Congress of doing politics of negativity, he said. Shah further reminded the Congress of the events when former AICC Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi, who was also UPA chairperson, inaugurated the Chhattisgarh Assembly, asking why the opposition didn't have a problem then. Now, this was what the Home Minister said. Meanwhile, the slugfest over Prime Minister Modi inaugurating the new Parliament building has reached the apex court. The Supreme Court, a plea has been filed in the court arguing that Prime Minister's inauguration has in fact violated the Constitution and insulted the President of India.
Reflecting the aspirations of 135 crore Indians, one can't wait to get a glimpse of the new Parliament building. And we're at Rail Bhavan, from where you can see this majestic building, which is triangular in shape. So, of course, we're getting one viewpoint for you as far as the Parliament building is concerned. You can see Satyamev Jayate and the Ashok Chakra right at the center, on top of one of the entry gates, the Shakti Dwar, the Gyan Dwar and the Karm Dwar. There are 3 entry gates to this new building, and of course the triangular shape helps to maximize the space within the Parliament building. This building accommodating more than 1200 MPs, and of course the Lok Sabha is just triple the size and can accommodate almost 888 members of Parliament. Here you can see that after the shields have been taken off, you can't get more glimpse of the Parliament. You know, once you get a glimpse, you want to see it more and more. There's work going on, finishing touches being given just 2 days ahead of the inauguration ceremony. And of course, the Prime Minister has dedicated it to the country. It will be reflective of the rich past, culture and tradition of India, almost dating back to more than 1,000 years. And also incorporate the 21st century India. And apparently it's got the modern technology, audio-visual arrangements and high-tech security installations inside the Parliament building.
संसद भवन का उद्घाटन एक ऐतिहासिक अवसर है जो अब 21वीं सदी में दोबारा नहीं आने वाला है, और इस शुभ अवसर पर संसद या राष्ट्रपति को विवाद में लाने से किसी को भी बचना चाहिए। संवैधानिक सत्र और सार्वजनिक समारोह का अंतर समझना चाहिए। राजनीतिक विरोध के अनेक अवसर आते जाते रहेंगे, और मैं यही आग्रह करूंगा कि जिन दलों ने समारोह के बहिष्कार का निर्णय लिया है वे अपने फैसले पर राजनीतिक लाभ हानि से परे जाकर वह पुनर्विचार करें और इस समारोह में भाग लेकर ऐतिहासिक क्षण के वह साक्षी बने।
शिवसेना के वरिष्ठ नेता संजय राउत हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। जिस तरीके से लालकृष्ण आडवाणी का नाम लेके आपने भारतीय जनता पार्टी पे कटाक्ष किया है, बहुत चुभेगा उन्हें।
देखिए, चुभने की बात नहीं है। पार्लियामेंट का इनॉग्रेशन है, नई पार्लियामेंट की बिल्डिंग का इनॉग्रेशन है, तो जो हम पूछते कहाँ गए वो लोग। अब अटल जी नहीं है, इंदिरा जी नहीं है, बड़े बड़े नेता नहीं है, अब बचे हैं आडवाणी जी। तो क्या उनको बुलाया है? नहीं, जैसे राष्ट्रपति को नहीं बुलाया।
आप उम्मीद करते हैं प्रधानमंत्री फोन करें ऑपोजिशन और को कहें देखिए एक ऐतिहासिक मोमेंट है, सब लोग आए।
मौका है, और पूरी जिंदगी आडवाणी जी की पार्लियामेंट के परिसर में गई है। और दूसरी बात है कि आज जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जो अच्छे दिन दिख रहे हैं उसके पायोनियर पार्लियामेंट में तो आडवाणी साहब ही है ना।
क्या आपको लगता है सरकार ने फैसला ले लिया है, ऑपोजिशन आए ना आए वो खुद उद्घाटन कर लेगी?
हाँ, सरकार तो कहाँ लोकतंत्र को, डेमोक्रेसी को मानती है या संविधान को मानती है, वो तो ऐसा ही चलेगा। लेकिन हम हमारा काम करते रहेंगे।
28 तारीख को वीर सावरकर की बर्थ एनिवर्सरी भी है, भाजपा होगी, इनॉग्रेशन होगा, आप नहीं होंगे, आगे राजनीतिक मुद्दा बनेगा?
हमारे दिल में सावरकर हो गए तो क्या है।
कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए क्या लगता है, सावरकर मुद्दा था या इनॉग्रेशन मुद्दा था जिसकी वजह से ये बॉयकॉट कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, इनॉग्रेशन है राष्ट्रपति का अपमान, ये मुद्दा है।
आखिरी सवाल, आपने फडणवीस के लिए कहा उनकी संस्कृति नजर आती है, महाराष्ट्र की राजनीति की बार बार बात होती है, पर्सनल अटैक्स क्यों हो रहे हैं एक दूसरे पर? आए दिन एक दूसरे पर पर्सनल अटैक, कहाँ गई वो राजनीति जिसकी बात होती है महाराष्ट्र की?
पर्सनल अटैक कौन करते? 7-8 साल में ये सिलसिला शुरू हुआ पर्सनल अटैक का, उससे पहले महाराष्ट्र की ये संस्कृति नहीं थी।
तो अब क्या ये एक नॉर्म बन जाएगा महाराष्ट्र में?
देखेंगे 2024 में बदल जाएंगे।
बहुत शुक्रिया सर। कैमरा पर्सन महेश मोरे के साथ पंकज उपाध्याय, मुंबई, आज तक।
The President is the one who convenes Parliament, who prorogues Parliament, who dissolves Parliament, who calls elections and so on. It would be extremely unwise in the view of many people for the President to be left out of inaugurating the Parliament that may be our building for the next 100 years. So for this reason, it becomes extremely important to respect both points of view.
We are concerned and deeply, genuinely concerned about the soul of democracy, the soul of Parliament, which is the Constitution of India, the heartbeat of Parliament. If the heartbeat of Parliament is under threat, what should we be fighting for? The building or the health? So we are fighting for the health of democracy. We are fighting for the Constitution of India.
সংসদের নতুন বিল্ডিং উদ্বোধন হচ্ছে, ভারতবর্ষের রাষ্ট্রপতিকে ডাকা হচ্ছে না কেন? তিনি একজন এসটি সম্প্রদায়ের প্রতিনিধি। ভারতবর্ষের যদি পার্লামেন্টের নতুন বিল্ডিং উদ্বোধন হয় কার করা উচিত? প্রধানমন্ত্রী না রাষ্ট্রপতি? সেই রাষ্ট্রপতিকে উদ্বোধনে ডাকা তো দূরের কথা, তার নাম পর্যন্ত ইনভিটেশন কার্ডে নেই।
Telugu Party National President Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu has taken a decision to take a part in the inaugural function of new Parliament building in New Delhi. And Sri Chandrababu Naidu Garu has instructed me, being a member of Rajya Sabha on behalf of Telugu Desam Party, to represent and participate in the inaugural function ensuing on 28th May.
अपोजिशन को ठीक है, अपोजिशन ने अपोज करने, ये मसला ऐसा है जो एक देश की पार्लियामेंट नहीं बनी है, इसको सपोर्ट करना चाहिए। ठीक है, प्रोटेस्ट करें, कोई और तरीके भी हैं, लेकिन बाईकाट करना ठीक नहीं है।
My colleague Akshay Dongre is now joining me live on this. Akshay, of course, there is a lot of politics that has happened in the background, and it is likely to continue even on the day that the Prime Minister is inaugurating the new Parliament building. But now, of course, the NDA is showing its might and strength, saying, look at the number of parties who have joined forces with us. And this includes those who are not traditionally members of the NDA, like the BJD, like the YSRCP, like the TDP, the BSP, the JDS as well.
Well, absolutely, Paulami. And in fact, when we look at the larger picture, that is the 2024, the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, there is a pitch by the opposition party for a united opposition. This gives us a clear sense of the number of parties that are against the Bharatiya Janata Party as well, and they are likely to unite as far as giving a tough competition to the BJP in the upcoming elections. And then there are parties like the BJD, the YSRCP, all of these parties have on several occasions sided with the Bharatiya Janata Party as well when it comes to crucial laws, crucial bills. They have sided with the Bharatiya Janata Party, so it gives us a sense of the opposition unity as well, and that is the larger picture. In fact, Paulami, but before we talk about more on that, I'm here right outside the new Parliament building. I would like to show our viewers that what exactly the look and feel from the outside is like. So on my left hand side is the old Parliament building, and on the right hand side is the magnificent building that has been built over the past few years, and this is the picture of the Parliament, the new Parliament building that will be inaugurated tomorrow by the Prime Minister of the country. On the top of the Parliament building is the Ashok Stambh, and on the extreme left hand side is the Rashtrapati Bhavan. The skies are very clear, there is very less pollution, so everything is looking extremely clear and beautiful here. Beautification process is going on, so arrangements are in full swing as far as the inauguration process is concerned, Paulami, and whereas the politics is concerned, it is also going on in full swing. As far as the opposition is concerned, they are not going to leave any stone unturned in targeting the present government for not making the president part of this inauguration ceremony. And in fact, many of the other political party leaders like the MIM have also said that why Prime Minister, the Speaker should be inaugurating the Parliament. So all sort of voices now coming in from the opposition. But as far as the arrangements are concerned, they are all going on in full swing, and tomorrow is going to be a huge spectacle whether the opposition parties join the inauguration or not. The Bharatiya Janata Party is going to put its full weight behind this inauguration that is going to set the stage.
Absolutely, they're definitely going to make it a mega event, something that does go down in the annals of history as a moment that India, of course, cherished as a new stage in its democratic tradition. Akshay, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. Now, Indian politics is divided like never before. The Narendra Modi government has lashed out at the opposition after at least 20 parties decided to skip the inauguration of the new Parliament building. The opposition claims that the inauguration by Prime Minister Modi is an insult to President Draupadi Murmu, who they say is not invited to the event. Take a look at this report.
The Indian Parliament, often described as the temple of democracy, gets a new address on Sunday. But the historic occasion will be marked by a sharp divide in the Indian political system, with more than 30% of MPs who represent crores of Indian citizens skipping the ceremony. At least 20 opposition parties are boycotting the event, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating a new modern building that can accommodate over 1,200 MPs. They are insisting the Parliament building be opened by the first citizen of the country, the head of the state, President Draupadi Murmu.
नया संसद भवन का उद्घाटन ये कोई विवाद वाला विषय नहीं होना चाहिए। देश की डेमोक्रेसी का टेम्पल है, मंदिर है। हमारी भूमिका है राष्ट्रपति को बुलाना चाहिए।
राष्ट्रपति का संवैधानिक परंपराओं का जो अपमान हुआ है वो सबके सामने है। इतिहास में दर्ज हुआ है कि मोदी जी के हाथों में 3 सालों में 2 बार राष्ट्रपति के पद का, उपराष्ट्रपति के पद का लगातार अपमान हुआ है।
The Narendra Modi government is angry. It is pointing to past precedents when prime ministers and chief ministers have inaugurated assemblies and parliament facilities.
मैं कांग्रेस पार्टी को पूछना चाहता हूं, छत्तीसगढ़ में विधानसभा का भूमि पूजन श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी, श्री राहुल गांधी और वहां के मुख्यमंत्री ने किया। उस वक्त राज्यपाल महोदया कहां थी? मैं आज कांग्रेस के मित्रों को पूछना चाहता हूं, जब आप करते हो तब ये सब कुछ ठीक होता है, और जब भारतीय जनता पार्टी करती है, मोदी जी करते हैं, आपकी वक्र दृष्टि इसका बहिष्कार करती है।
The government has rejected charges of insulting the president.
भारतीय समुदाय का जो कार्यक्रम था, वहां ऑस्ट्रेलिया के प्रधानमंत्री का आना गौरव की बात थी। लेकिन इतना ही नहीं, उस समारोह में पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री भी थे। उस समारोह में पूरी अपोजिशन पार्टी के मेंबर से, रूलिंग पार्टी के मेंबर से, चाहे पक्ष सत्ता का हो चाहे पक्ष विपक्ष का हो, सबके सब मिलजुल करके भारतीय समुदाय के इस कार्यक्रम में उतने ही उमंग और उत्साह के साथ शरीक हुए थे।
Prime Minister Modi, who returned from a 3-day nation tour on Thursday, took a jibe at the Indian opposition.
Very same people today also chose someone to contest against her. And today suddenly they become morally motivated, so encouraged to say, no, you're disrespecting her. It's one thing to run a campaign as a candidate.
The government says the opening of new Parliament House will see a reenactment of the scenes when Nehru took the reins of the country from the British by accepting a scepter or sengol, as it is called in Tamil Nadu. The relic that was placed in a museum in Allahabad has been brought to Delhi. As history is made on Sunday, the absence of a large section of MPs will be a reminder of how sharp the divide in Parliament is. A fact that is reflected in the August housing functioning. The 17th Lok Sabha will be the shortest in the terms of sitting since India attained independence. Perhaps our leaders will chew on that a bit. Bureau Report, India Today.
तंत्र का एक उत्सव है और हमें उस स्पिरिट में लेना चाहिए। ये विवाद का विषय नहीं बनना चाहिए। ये दुर्भाग्य है अगर ये बनता है, और ये मुझे आप जानते हैं कि कुछ लोगों की ये कोशिश है, पर मुझे लगता है कि राजनीति की भी कुछ सीमा होनी चाहिए, और कम से कम ऐसे मौके पे हम पूरे देश को सब मिलजुल कर इसको मनाना चाहिए।
आखिरी सवाल सर, मोदी सरकार के 9 साल।
So that is, of course, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar saying that on an occasion, on a solemn and a momentous occasion like the inauguration of the new Parliament building, there should be no politics. Slipping into a short break, coming up next, fight over free power and bus rides in Karnataka. BJP Neta says don't pay electricity bills. Opposition calls for mega protest.
We broke CM Sita 48 hours before all. We broke Deputy CM DK 12 hours before all.
Their exit poll was the exact poll.
We broke Karnataka formula 72 hours before all.
We have that answer for you now on India Today. Siddaramaiah will be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka.
India's #1 political team is unrivaled. Every news break, first on your channel.
You're now smiling and accepting Deputy Chief Ministership.
We have promised them that we'll give a good government with a good governance.
Keeping you ahead is our promise. The war has ended. India Today stands tall.
Summers are devastating for stray animals. The scorching heat wave means animals living on the street struggle for water. Karma Foundation is on a mission to make life easy for stray animals.
This water bowl challenge is also one of such initiatives where we know during the scorching heats of summer has to provide the basic requirement for the health of the pet, which is water, and hence we are actually donating the water bowls.
These water bowls are a big relief for stray animals living under the open sky in sweltering weather. Karma Foundation has requested people to join their movement by placing a bowl of water outside their home or workplace. Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
News coming in right now. Politics over Karnataka freebies rages on. Karnataka Mantri assures will implement guarantees. Parmeshwar says have issued orders on free power. Now this after the BJP in fact said stop paying your electricity bills. Now Minister in the government of Karnataka has said that will implement the guarantees which were made by the Congress party in its election manifesto. Listen in to Dr. G. Parmeshwar.
Initial hiccups are always there whenever there is a new scheme or new project is launched. Always. Those initial things, maybe another week or so, we will resolve it. It's not that we are not going to resolve. We will resolve. We have already issued the government orders. We will do it.
Siddaramaiah government faces backlash over delay in implementing 5 poll guarantees. With voters now mounting pressure on the government, BJP has trained its guns at the state government. BJP MP Pratap Simha called for a statewide protest from June if the Congress does not fulfill its poll guarantee of providing 200 units of free electricity to the people of Karnataka. Remember, the Congress waived a bunch of freebies, in fact, before the electorate in their poll manifesto, including free electricity, incentives for unemployed and the graduates, unemployed graduates, 2,000 rupees for the head of a household, a woman head of a household, and free bus rides for women as well. Now, Karnataka State Road Transport has also written to the government requesting to implement the promise of free bus travel, as the women in rural parts of the state are refusing to buy tickets. State Road Transport has also said that this often leads to arguments between women and bus staff.
Chief Minister could take a decision on this instead of telling in policy approach. So far as 4 corporations are concerned, they don't have a specific direction from government. At least some small effort was made here for the women to move about freely in the state buses. Therefore, immediately take a decision, give a direction. That is number one. There should be a peaceful atmosphere in the state. Secondly, the corporation need money. So have an assessment somewhere near that and give that money on advance basis.
This is what they have promised, guaranteed, not even a second, I'll sit in the chair, not even a second, now many days over, still we are not seeing, let us see, and people are asking for it. They have said the statement, not even a second I'll sit in the chair unless I complete all these wishes. Whatever has been guaranteed by the Congress party, they need to implement. So people are not willing to pay what they have said, they should stand by it.
June 1ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಂದ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಕರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಸಂಸದನಾಗಿ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷನಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಮೈಸೂರು ಮತ್ತು ಕೊಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೋರಾಟನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೈಗೆತ್ತಿಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. 1ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಂದ 200 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಲ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಯಾರನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಡಿ. 200 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗಿಂತ 205 ಆಯಿತು, 210 ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಆ 10 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗೋ 5 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗೋ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಿಲ್ ಕೊಡಿ. 200 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಫ್ರೀ. ನೀವು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಇದನ್ನ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತಿನಂತೆ ನಾವೇ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಾವಾಗೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು 200 ಯೂನಿಟ್ನ ಕೊಡಲೇಬೇಕು.
My colleague Nagarjan Dwarkanath is now joining me live on the story. Nagarjan, clearly there's pressure on the Congress party to implement the guarantees that it made to the electorate in its election manifesto ahead of the elections, because now there are women in rural parts of the country, we believe, who are refusing to pay for bus rides because the Congress promised them that they'd be riding free.
Well, that is true. The pressure is mounting on Congress party as each second is passing from the opposition as well as the people, especially in terms of free electricity and the free bus travel for women. We have seen videos in villages and that people are got into buses, unwilling to pay the bill for the ticket and unwilling to pay electricity bill also. Officials have got into an argument, is what KSRTC staff have written to the Chief Minister. Now, the Congress Minister, Mr. Parmeshwar, said that seems like BJP is in a hurry. We have already promised that, and the first cabinet we have issued in principle approval for all the 5 guarantees. The next cabinet will initially put in all the government orders needed, is what Mr. Parmeshwar has said. But however, BJP has said that on June 1st, if they don't put in all 5 guarantees into existence, they will go on to protest and urge people not to pay electricity bills if there's 200 units and less.
Okay, Nagarjan, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. We're slipping into a very short break. Coming up next, news titans on Imran Khan. PTI chief Imran on no-fly list. Defiant Imran now moves the Supreme Court. Details on the other side.
Forecast now. Delhi, maximum 39 and minimum 23 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 31 and minimum 28 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 39 and minimum 23 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 32 and minimum 23 degrees. Chennai, maximum 35 and minimum 29 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 39 and minimum 27 degrees.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mode.
Mega crackdown on Lahore co-commanders housed rioters begins. An anti-terrorism court in Lahore has ordered the government to hand over all accused of attacking the Lahore co-commanders Flagstaff House to the Pakistan Army. The commanding officer of the unit tasked with protecting the Lahore cantonment has sought the custody of the 16 accused of being directly involved in the attack on Jinnah House. They will now be tried under special provisions of the Pakistan Army Act 1952 by a special military court.
मैं फिर से कहता हूं कि इस मुल्क ऐसा क्रैकडाउन है जो मैंने पाकिस्तान की तारीख में कभी नहीं देखा। सिर्फ यही नहीं कि सिर्फ तहरीक इंसाफ के कारकुनों को अंदर डाला है, सपोर्टर्स को, सोशल मीडिया के लोग जो अपने तौर पे पार्टी में भी नहीं, जो पीटीआई के लिए ट्वीट करते थे, उनको भी अंदर डाल दिया है। सारी लीडरशिप अंदर डाली हुई है और निकलने का सिर्फ एक तरीका है। आप जादू का लफ्ज कह दें कि जी मैं तहरीक इंसाफ में नहीं हूं तो आप रिहा हो सकते हैं। मैं ये कमेटी बनाता हूं, मैं दो चीजें कहता हूं, दो चीजें कर दें। अगर इस कमेटी को ये बैठ के कह दें कि जी इमरान खान के बगैर पाकिस्तान बेहतर हो जाएगा और आपके पास कोई सलूशन है, मैं फिर से कहता हूं कि इस मुल्क की खातिर मैं छोड़ देता हूं, मैं पीछे हट जाता हूं। अगर आप ये कमेटी को समझा दें कि मेरे बगैर मुल्क बेहतर चलेगा, चले मैं मुल्क की खातिर ये भी छोड़ने के लिए तैयार हूं। या इस कमेटी को ये कह दें कि अक्टूबर में इलेक्शन करवाने से पाकिस्तान को क्या फायदा है। ये तो हमें समझ आ रही है कि अक्टूबर तक तहरीक इंसाफ को इनका ख्याल है क्रश कर देंगे, लेकिन पाकिस्तान को क्या फायदा है। हम क्यों अक्टूबर तक इंतजार कर रहे हैं जब मुल्क नीचे जा रहा है। या ये दो चीजें कन्विंस कर दें, मैं इसकी कमेटी बनाऊंगा, मैं इंशाल्लाह कल अनाउंस कर दूंगा।
We're slipping into a very short break. Coming up next, on the other side, all eyes on historic Sengol's return. Prime Minister Modi to participate in Sengol procession. Shaivite seers to attend the ceremony. All those details on the other side of this break.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 39 and minimum 23 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 31 and minimum 28 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 39 and minimum 23 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 32 and minimum 23 degrees. Chennai, maximum 35 and minimum 29 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 39 and minimum 27 degrees.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mode.
watching India Today.
Historic Sengol for Naya Sansad. Inspired by Chola's 1947 scepter returns. Revered in 1947, forgotten for 7 decades. The golden symbol of India's power. Rebirth of Sengol.
Politics rages on over new parliament launch. DMK MP says it has begun to strip away the president's rights. The Sena mouthpiece says president uninvited. Doesn't matter if we go or not. Fight over free power and bus ride in Karnataka. BJP Neta says don't pay your electricity bills. Opposition calls for mega protests. Karnataka Mantri assures free power. Tamil Nadu Mantri under IT scanner offices and house of DMK Mantri Senthil Balaji raided. News titans on Imran Khan. PTI chief Imran on no-fly list. Defiant Imran moves Supreme Court.